Present on the Yamaha CS-5. This is a 12 decibel per octave filter. It is kind of mild, but definitely tasty. So let's have a listen. As per usual, I'm just running the sawtooth into it. So we have a nice straight sawtooth wave to filter. So let's start off. Let's point out this is a state variable filter, and we have multiple types of filter possible. So we're going to explore all of them. Let us start off with the low pass filter. Okay, here we go. You'll notice, as is often common with 12 decibel per octave filters, the filter cutoff does not necessarily cut all the sound completely away, which is why we have a little bit of sound starting off when the filter's all the way closed. Let's go a higher note. Not that high. It's an interesting filter. I would love to see that on an oscilloscope because it's doing things. It's doing interesting things, but it's so obviously not a 24 decibel per octave filter. But let's hear the square wave, shall we? Let's turn off the pulse width modulation. That's going to give us the wrong impression. Okay, here we go. Let's hear it down low. That is very smooth. It's not a wild filter by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, let's hear it with the resonance a quarter up. Let me go back to sawtooth. Let's hear the square wave. Very nice, but I can hear like there's dips and troughs. It's not very smooth. There's something weird happening as this thing turns. And who knows? It could have something to do with how it is completely currently set up. But it's interesting. All right, let's turn the resonance halfway up. Sawtooth first. I'm going to turn the sawtooth down and do that again because we're overdriving there for a second. Okay, here we go. That is pretty great. Let's hear the square. Ooh, let's turn down the square. Sorry. Even so, let's turn down the square a little bit more. There is some frequency down in the bass where we get this massive surge of resonance. That's interesting. It must be either the function of the resonance or some weird wave element of the output of the oscillator. I'm not sure. Okay, let's go 3/4 of the way up and hear the sawtooth. Okay, let's try that again, a little quieter. Well, I figured it out. That first big surge we're hearing is actually the first harmonic. The first harmonic we come to. That's really interesting and cool. Let's listen to the square. Oh, we have to turn the square way down. Even so, wow. You can really hear the harmonics, and I can actually see them on the waveform being output in the recording. Like, you can really see those harmonics, which is really interesting. Let's turn the resonance all the way up. Are you ready for this? Here we go. I'm going to turn this maybe half level there. And let's hear the square wave doing that same thing. Oh, I have to turn that square wave down. Wow, with the resonance all the way up. Fantastic sounding low pass filter. Okay, let's listen to some of the functions we can expect with the low pass. Let's hear how we're going to put the resonance, let's say, in the middle. And let's hear what LFO mod does. It's kind of reserved, much like how the LFO is affecting the VCO. They have decided to be like, okay, like we wouldn't want this to go crazy, so we're only going to allow the LFO to affect the VCF's filter cutoff point to a certain point. And of course, the LFO has different waves, but we'll explore those and how they affect the filter when we handle the LFO in a bit. Okay, so I'm going to turn that back. And we also have EG depth with it, which is to say the envelope that we have is unfortunately, directed both to the amp, the VCA, and the filter. So it's just kind of sharing that same envelope, which is a common thing in the sort of just economy synthesizers. Simple economy synthesizers often had one envelope for to be shared between the VCF and VCA, which is what's happening here. But let's do some envelope experiments and see if we can get some great sounds. And the answer is yes. I mean, listen to that. really analog sounding without the resonance happening. We're getting some note re-triggering because these key contacts are so bad. So try to ignore the re-triggering, but yeah. Very traditional analog synth sound, rich. All in all, a great sounding low pass filter.